This is Wino from The Obsessed, and you're listening to the FANTASM Podcast.
Phantasm. This is Philip H. Anselmo.
My name is Tim Corey.
Hey, this is Gorgasm.
Shane Embry, bass player of Napalm Death. Rock up, Radio.
What's up, everybody? This is Ross Dolan from Immolation.
What's up, everybody? It's Peter Bush from Armored Scene. Hello, Deathsters. This is Martin Van Drunen from Asterix, and you're listening to FANTASM Podcast.
What the fuck is up, and welcome to the FANTASM Podcast. I am Corey Gorechrist. With me, Dr. Vincent fucking West.
Hey, what's going on?
And what a fucking episode we got for you guys today. I think this is a jam-packed episode for the fans. What do you think?
I think so.
Actually,
great guest, great movie.
Let the doctor introduce the whole fucking thing. Just go for it. What do we got?
Well, we have Wino from The Obsessed, which is a really long and very detailed interview. And for me as a fan, it was really special to get to hear about all that stuff, because I'd never heard about a lot of the stuff that he talked about and all the different bands and stuff that tied in with The Obsessed, and it's really interesting.
We go from start to finish. We ended up running through everything with him. It was very, very insightful, and for fans of Wino, this is definitely an interview you guys don't want to miss. It's very awesome. You can pick up Obsessed new record, Sacred, right now on Relapse. It came out yesterday, I guess.
Yes, it came out yesterday, and nowhere got it locally, which chaps my ass, so I've got to buy it online.
Right.
I figured Best Buy or FYE would carry it. Neither one of them did, which really burns my ass.
He gives you guys a lot of insight about maybe some reissues of Obsessed records coming out, so definitely check out the interview to hear more from Wino himself about that. But the film we got for this, which of course right now started right off, we're right in this.
Well, with a special guest, I figure we should probably... Do you have the subtitles on?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I'm a fucking idiot. There they are. Special guest, you get a special movie, and we have both of us agree, one of his... I realize this movie's known to people, but I don't think it really gets enough love. The score, the director of photography, everything about this movie is firing on all cylinders, and it's at, really, in my opinion, the peak of his career.
Literally firing on all cylinders.
Yeah, and it's the peak of his career, and that would be John Carpenter's Christine.
She is seductive. She is passionate. She is Christine, a 1958 Plymouth Fury with a taste for blood. Nothing you can do can stop her, because how do you kill something that can't possibly be alive? Christine, body by Plymouth, soul by Satan, rated R. Watch out for her soon at a theater near you.
1983. It's a fucking badass movie. It's got Keith Gordon in it. I mean, it's a sick ass movie. Trying to find the thing here. Shit. The wrong thing pulled up here. Okay. So Keith Gordon and John Stockwell is who I was thinking of, which is awesome. And Roberts Blossom, who was also in Home Alone as the guy they believe to be the local serial killer, Old Man Marley or whatever the hell it is. And there's Christine already getting her first kill here in Detroit in 1957 in the film, which I think...
I'm going to pull up the thing on that. Goddamn, finally, actually, I'm really excited about this. I just want to say, pretty fucking sure we've never done 1983. Finally, I think we have a year we've not done.
Yeah, I thought we had looking at it, but we really have not.
Am I doing music? Is that what I'm doing today?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, we'll do the movies for 83. Trying to see John Stockwell, of course, was in Top Gun, among other good things. Trying to see other stuff he did. Still does a lot of shit.
Okay, I'm pulling this up here. See all. No, we've never done this. I know we haven't. If we have, I don't fucking remember. No, there's no way.
No, we haven't.
Maybe we no. No.
We really haven't. We really haven't done 1980.
If we have, I don't remember doing it.
It might have been for
maybe
something.
we did do this because there's some no. They all run together. I don't know, kids. I don't know what to tell you all out there. We're working on it, but I don't know.
I mean, because when I went and looked earlier at the list of stuff, the only thing I can think of that we may have done was Curtains, but we never put that episode up. So it's part of a lost episode. I think it was the first time we...
Is that?
Yeah.
I don't fucking remember. There's too many... We've done too many movies, and I can't ever remember. Can I 86 that? Is that okay? Or
yeah, that's fine.
Eat that?
No, it's fine.
Is it the left or the right?
I think it's that one.
When we record, we're usually in Corey's morgue instead of mine.
We're right here. I'll just go right here. Just name off some 83 titles. Of course, famously, we'll do the... And there's John Stockwell right there. And his hunk of shit there before he gets the badass car, of course, in the film. I'll just name off some regular titles before we get into the horror stuff of 83. The biggest one I'll save for last for 83, and you guys listening to this should already know what the biggest title of 1983 was, movie-wise, but I'll name some others first. We got Trading Places, which is one of my favorite Christmas movies with Dan Aykroyd and Eddie Murphy, of course. Risky Business, which is one of my favorite Tom Cruise movies. Terms of Endearment, A Christmas Story for people that like that movie. I'm not a huge fan of it.
You know, I could never get into that film. Is it just me, or is it just... I don't know.
I mean, I get it. It's funny.
No, it's a cult thing, but it's like, Peter Billingsley's annoying. He was the goddamn...
Yeah, the narrator.
He was like
Is he the narrator?
No, he's the little boy. He was that's Vince Vaughn's best friend in real life, but he's like... how would I say this? He used to do... He was the Hershey's chocolate syrup and milk kid when I was growing up.
Oh, yeah.
So...
Who's that guy right there on the right? We've seen him like a million times.
Oh, that's very important that we talk about. That's Keith Gordon.
That's Keith Gordon.
Yes, Keith Gordon is on the left.
That's crazy.
And on the right is
John Stockwell.
Thank you. Yeah. And Keith Gordon. This is easily his best film.
Oh yeah.
So it's.
Let's see. We'll move on here. We got Superman 3.
I love that movie. That's the one with Richard Pryor.
Yeah,
and actually,
great.
Real quick, for anybody who wants to test my nerdage, the robot that Richard Pryor builds in that film is where they got the idea for the Borg for the Next Generation, because the creators of that were inspired by that film.
It's awesome.
Because there's a part in that where Vera, the main villain's sister, gets wrapped in all this stuff, and she's like a zombie android-looking thing.
Right. Next, we got The Outsiders. Of course, nothing...
That's a great film.
It is great. There's nothing you can say about that movie if you haven't seen it. I mean, just fucking watch it. It's a classic. Scarface, another movie that whips ass. You got National Lampoon's Vacation, which is hilarious. Octopussy, which is one of my favorites.
Roger Moore. Yep. Was supposed to be his last.
Never Say Never Again also came out in '83. The Connery.
That's a really good movie.
It is. Blue Thunder.
That's a good movie. Scheider.
Yep. Sudden Impact, which is of course Clint Eastwood. Jaws 3. You can put that in horror, but it's 10 to Midnight, which is Charles Bronson. Lone Wolf McQuade, which is Chuck Norris. Porky's 2, The Next Day. Easy Money.
That's a great movie.
It is fucking hysterical.
Goodness.
Rumblefish. Strange Brew, which is fucking hysterical. You can buy that at Walmart for like $5. The Man with Two Brains.
Steve Martin, that's a great movie.
It is. All right, now we'll move on to horror. But first, the biggest title to come out in 83, which is still probably my favorite from being a kid, is Return of the Jedi. So there you go.
A lot of people have never heard of that. Star Wars was a franchise in the 80s, 70s and 80s that a lot of people have never heard of.
Yeah, they just,
It's a very small
cult film.
It is, and no one's ever heard of it. People don't mimic it or put cars on or stickers on their cars or dress up as stormtroopers at cons. So if y'all have never heard of it, Return of the Jedi, you should check it out.
See, I'm still not so familiar with what the stormtroopers are, but they look pretty cool. So anyway, horror. This is huge. 1983. Of course, you got Christine to front run this right here, but there's so many other great films that came out in 1983. In the world of horror, we'll just get right to it. Sleepaway Camp, Cujo, which still scares the living fuck out of me, Videodrome, Psycho 2, which is a great film, The Deadly Spawn, The House on Sorority Row, of course I mentioned Jaws 3D, The Keep, which they need to release on Blu-ray.
One of my favorite movies, man. If you guys have never seen that movie,
it's fucking awesome.
If you have Epix, if you have the cable channel Epix, they do show it from time to time, and it's a high def master. It doesn't exist anywhere on DVD or Blu-ray. I don't know what the deal is with that film. It was a Paramount release, and it just sits. Arrow, Scream Factory, somebody needs to dig that one out.
I think they're going to eventually when they... I mean, it's an underrated film. It's very good. It's not even like...
Have you seen it?
Yes, I've seen it.
I didn't know you'd seen that.
The
Keep is a really... As a kid, I would get confused. I'm like, let's rent The Keep. And I thought The Keep was the thing, or the thing was The Keep. Just because they're like, The Keep, The Thing.
Right.
And they're like a year apart, so.
Then you got Lombardo Bava's A Blade in the Dark. It came out. Twilight Zone, the movie. We got Frightmare. Not the, I don't think it's the whatchamacallit, the, Jeffrey Combs one. I don't think that's the same Frightmare, but it's also a good one. House of the Long Shadows. That's Vincent Price, Christopher Lee, Peter Cushing. It was like their little mashup. Tootie's like, meh.
Thank you, Tootie.
Was that one of their mashup things, House of the Long Shadows, or was that an actual film?
We'll talk about that real quick. Now, what that is, there were some made-for-TV movies, and that's what that is.
Okay.
Actually, both of those exist. There's House of Dark Shadows, and then Night of Dark Shadows, and both of those were TV movies, and that is as well.
Okay.
They're all TV movies.
One of my favorites from '83 is Mortuary, which we will bring you guys.
Oh yeah, that's a great film. The late Bill Paxton too in that as well. So.
Microwave Massacre, which is a turd. It even says the worst horror movie of all time. It's just bad. Scalps, which is something we'll definitely do on.
I have that, yeah.
Curtains, which we've done. It's in the vault. Something we will put out eventually.
Yeah, I don't know what happened with that. I don't remember thinking it was. I guess we weren't into it.
I think I got called into work or something stupid happened in the middle of it.
We did it.
Yeah, we did it. Or something happened.
Or you just weren't. You didn't think we were into it, or something. I don't know.
I don't remember. Something happened. Of course, back to the film real quick. We got these fucking.
They're those douchebags that pick on Arnie. But right now they're that.
And you got sideburns right there.
By the way, this should be noted. We're watching the Twilight Time limited release of this. We're not watching the regular Sony one.
I'm sure this one looks way better. Mausoleum, 1983. We got Extro, which is a cult film. I'm not sure if that's on Blu-ray yet or not. I don't believe it is. Amityville 3D. And you got...
I love that movie. It's a cheese ball, but it's actually...
great.
The Amityville series, in my opinion, holds up better than it's given credit for.
I agree with that. And The Being will be the last thing I mentioned from 83. So yeah, we pretty packed year for horror. I guess Nightmares would be another notable one. And of course, actually the last one, I thought I've almost skipped over this, The Dead Zone, 1983. Stephen
Which is
King.
one of, I would have to say, my favorite film of that year. It has to be. That's my favorite David Cronenberg movie, and Christopher Walken is lights out in that.
And now we'll go to music from 83.
Yep, that's what I've got right here. I'm going to pull this up here for you guys. I'm sorry. My phone's being weird. Here we go. All right, guys. And here are the metal albums of 1983. Sorry for the delay there, my phone. The Wi-Fi here is weird sometimes. So I'm just going to start with some stuff for you guys. We got Iron Maiden's Peace of Mind, which a lot of people feel that's kind of where they got their, where their sound was really going. Slayer's Show No Mercy. Manowar's Into the Glory Ride. Melissa by Merciful Fate, which is my favorite Merciful Fate record. You Can't Stop Rock and Roll from Twisted Sister. When to me, Twisted Sister was firing on all cylinders. I think a lot of people have a bad opinion of that band. Those guys were actually really cool. Born Again by Black Sabbath.
Love that.
Mean Streak by Y&T. This is a notable record, and I want to talk about this one for a second. Alcatraz, No Parole for Rock and Roll. That is the first Alcatraz album. It's got Graham Bonnet on it, which sang for Rainbow, which he's one of my favorite singers. And I'm going to do something for you guys real quick. Actually, I'm not. I don't want to do that. That's a little too much. I'm not going to do that. I was going to play y'all some Alcatraz, but I'm not going to do that. It's a little weird. Anyway, it's great because everybody might not actually dig that. But Graham Bonnet on. But the main thing with that record, why it's so sought after by people, is Yngwie Malmsteen. It's the first thing he ever played on. Is Alcatraz's No Parole for Rock and Roll. It's a really good album. Another Perfect Day by Motorhead, Shout the Devil by Motley Crue, Power and the Glory by Saxon, which is a great, maybe the best Saxon record if I had to pick one just to have. Thunder and Lightning by Thin Lizzy, which is the first record with John Sykes from Tigers of Pantang that would later join Blue Murder and Whitesnake. Crocus Headhunter, which is arguably their best album. Rats. I know people fucking hate hair bands. I don't. Rat is one of my favorites. Their self-debut, which has a bunch of rats clawing on this girl's fishnets, which is still it's taut. Raven All for One. Blue Oyster Cult, some New York guys that I love from Long Island. The Revolution by Night. Not their best record, but it's really cool. Pantera's Metal Magic, which actually I like. If you guys ever get a chance to listen to that, no Phil, but it's definitely a cool record. Night Ranger's Midnight Madness, again, great record for Brad Gillis, of course, was also with Ozzy Osbourne after the death of Randy Rhoads. So Night Ranger's Midnight Madness. Built to Destroy by Michael Schenker. Sabotage Sirens. Aldo Nova Subject. Aldo Nova, which is my favorite Aldo Nova record. Canadian guitar player, singer-songwriter. UFO Making Contact. Queensryche, the debut from Queensryche. It's a killer record. Let's see. Hellhammer, Satanic Rites, 1983. There you go. If you guys want something a little more crude or raunchy for what we normally do here. Metallica's Demo. So that's crazy.
Well, 83 wouldn't.
Armored Saints EP came out that year.
In 83 wouldn't Kill 'Em All have already came out? That came out.
Kill 'Em All. You were outside when I.
Oh.
I already did that. Sorry. Power in the Black, which is the demo for Overkill. Quiet Riot's Metal Health, which was the first album that I bought with my own money, and it's also the Quiet Riot's Metal Health was dedicated to Randy Rhoads. It was a tribute record, but it was also the very first hard rock / metal album to go #1 on Billboard.
Yep,
that's a fact. And the #1 album of 1983, hands down, nothing else touches it. Sorry if it offends you, whatever else, I don't give a fuck. Dio's Holy Diver, boom, done. That's the albums for 1983.
That's it. Of course, here Keith Gordon's character is buying Christine, and then it'll set the tone for the rest of the film. Which is pretty awesome. Now I have to make a run to the doctor here a second.
Do we...
You can stay and record while I do it. I just have to run over there to Walgreens to get a doctor's note because they close at 4:30.
1983 was an interesting year. And I want to talk about that a second, and I'm going to pull something else here to go with it. This is kind of I think this is very interesting and incredibly important to talk about. Horror to me was firing on all cylinders. Jaws 3. Did you mention Jaws 3? Because that's 83. Yeah. Okay, I didn't know. I don't remember that. But what I wanted to tell you guys was an interesting thing about the movie Christine, and this is not something I even have to...
What's that right there? What you see is Christine Belford. Pretty sure.
Oh, come on. Why is this thing being a shit?
Christine Belford, speaking of Amityville, is from Amityville, New York.
Finally, this thing's working. But horror to me there was almost too much to choose from back then. And Christine opened, I don't know if we talked about this yet, Christine opened December 9th, 1983, which I didn't know. Had a budget of $10 million, made $21 million. And this is where John was really working with everybody that I love. It was where Alan Holworth was doing the scores with John. I'm actually looking at one of the 2 remaining models of Christine used in the film. John actually has both of them.
That's awesome. Of course, there's a lot of replica ones that are going around.
Yeah, but these are the ones from the film. He has both of them.
It's crazy.
And which is amazing. It's a 1958 Plymouth Fury. There were only 5,303 of them built. They were very difficult to find and expensive to buy at the time. In addition to the real-life Furies only came in one color, buckskin beige, seen on the other Furies on the assembly line during the initial scene of the movie. The Fury was also a Dodgenized gold trim on the body and Fury script in the rear fender. In order to bypass the problem of obtaining the rare trim, the cars featured the more common Belvedere Dateline trim. Several vehicles were destroyed during the filming, but most of the cars were Savoy and Belvedere models dressed to look like a Fury. At least one 57 Savoy was used in the front and modified to look like a 58. Originally, Carpenter had not planned to film the cars' regeneration scenes, but decided after the shoot had finished to include them in the shots of it regenerating itself. Was shot post-production and done using hydraulics. Of the 20 cars used in the film, only 2 still exist. One is the stunt vehicle with a manual transmission and now resides in the hands of a California private collector. The other vehicle was rescued from a junkyard and restored by collector Bill Gibson of Pensacola, Florida. Later, Gibson sold the car to John Carpenter. So, you've got an interesting thing going on with all of this. You've got all these awesome cars. You've got John off the heels of the thing. And, the guy's firing on every fucking cylinder possible, And to me, he's the best horror filmmaker of all time. I'm a huge fan of John's. I'm scared to meet John because I don't want him to be a dick to me. But it's one of those things. Now, this is interesting. I'm pulling up a review here. It's going to take me a second that I'm going to read. Roger Ebert gave the film 3 out of 4 stars, saying, "By the end of the movie, Christine has developed such a formidable personality that we were actually taking sides during its duel with the bulldozer. This is the kind of movie where you walk out with a silly grin, get in your car, and lay rubber halfway down the Eisenhower." Now, for him, because Roger Ebert didn't really like a lot of things, that's a huge compliment on this film. And I'll tell you, this is a really good. This is a good review. It says, John Carpenter and novelist Stephen King share not merely a taste for the genre of horror, but a love of 50s teenage culture, and although set in the present, Christine reflects the second taste far more effectively than the first. On March 12th, 2013, Twilight Time released the Blu-ray of this. That's what I have. You can pick up the Sony one at Best Buy. There's a steelbook of it, and there's also just a standard or whatever. Stephen King on John Carpenter's Christine. See what I can find here for you guys. And most of the... I don't know why the hell I can't find anything on that. I'm going to look on YouTube. It's pissing me fucking off. It's ruining what I want to do. What I'm trying to find for you guys is there essentially should be some kind of thing where Stephen King says something about this film. I don't know how that doesn't exist. And Gore Christ is out, and Dr. West is in the driver's seat. We're going to do some stuff here for you guys. I'm going to try to find this, because I think it would be cool to see what he actually said about it. I know he likes it. I want quotes.
Is there stuff on this Blu-ray?
Not with Stephen King doesn't do anything.
That's true. Life shall return.
Gore Christ is out. Dr. West, driver's seat. House of Horrors.
Dr. West, House of Horrors.
So what we're going to do now is I'm actually going to just try to find it. Stephen King talking about John Carpenter's Christine. I can't find a goddamn thing about it, which is really fucking annoying. Anyway, so we're at the scene where Arnie is talking to the part shop owner, and he's telling him, you can raid my junk pile if you do some work for me around here or whatever. And then Arnie says, well, I'll think about it. And then he's like, well, don't take too fucking long. Throw you out on your ass. And I wasn't reading that. Actually, I know this film like backwards and forwards. We're going to go, and I'm going to try to find a different thing for you guys because it's pissed me off. Anyway, Arnie is now sitting in Christine. I'm trying to look this stuff up. I'm trying to kind of multitask here. Normally I have Corey to help me with this, so I'm going to try to do the best with this that I can. Anyway, Arnie's sitting in Christine, and he's listening. Obviously, there's 50s music playing. I'm looking this up here for you guys. While in the meantime, Mr. Stockwell is in the library scene where he's wanting to talk to Lee, the girl in the film, and he's wanting to hit on her and everything else. Of course, initially, she eventually ends up with Arnie, which is really awkward. Let's see what I can find here about this. Now, of course, the girl that played Lee in this film was also in Baywatch. That's where a lot of you, if you grew up in the 90s, would know her from. John Stockwell hitting on her here in the library, and so hopefully that's something that Of course, Arnie here is now, and because he's come by to pick him up and take him and hang out with him or whatever, and he's like, I've been busy with work, and this is where at the point where I think he's he's really getting possessed. Let me see what I can find here for you guys about this. There has to be I had found a YouTube video of Stephen King talking about Christine. Looking it up, see what I can find on here for you. I don't know what's going to happen. Okay, I have an interview with Stephen King from 1993. I'm going to play for you guys. If this is a turd, then we'll edit it out, but I'm going to try to play this and see what happens with it. Okay, let's see if this will work. Now, anyway, Dennis, Arnie's friend, is now talking to the man that they bought the car from. He's talking about how his brother died in the car. And all the other folklore surrounding let's see here.
We begin with Stephen King. He is a national treasurer of terror since the publication of his first book.
Just Stephen King interview from 1993.
Stephen King has written 27 novels
Charlie
that
Rose.
have sold 150 million copies worldwide and made him very rich. His work, including The Shining and Misery, has been adapted into 24 feature films and 6 television productions. His latest book, Nightmares and Dreamscapes, is a retrospective of King's phenomenal career, including many hard-to-find stories and several that are being published for the first time. We're very pleased to have him with us this time. Welcome.
Thank you, Charlie. It's nice to be here.
It is really good to have you here. We've wanted to do this for a while. Tell me, what kind of books do you write?
Well, if you ask the ordinary run-of-the-mill reader if there is such a guy or such a gal, I guess that I write
Hey, kid,
horror
no.
novels.
Anyway, I'm
I think that what I
here with all the
actually
Animal
write are
Kingdom and me
suspense novels.
doing stuff, but
I think that the purpose of the horror novel is to sort of gross you out. My idea of it is, and I'm not averse to this, I will do this. It's part of the fun of it. It's kind of it's a childish thing, the way that humor is. The two things are closely allied. They both elicit, when they work to their best, a vocal reaction from the audience. Laughter if it's comedy, and a scream or a yell if it's horror. But they're both childish, and it's kind of like when you're a kid and you're sitting at the dining room table and you want to get to your sister or your brother, you kind of chew up your food and then you hang your mouth open like that. That's horror. Suspense is a little more high class than that, so maybe that's why
My mother
I prefer
used to
the
say that was tasteless.
That's tasteless, yeah, that's right. Well, my mother, when I was a kid, used to say, Stephen, your taste is all in your mouth. And that's true, but it has made me relatively wealthy.
Not even relatively, very.
anyway, that's a little clip of Stephen King talking about Christine. Now, we're going to switch gears here because we're at the football game scene. I was trying to find you guys an interview with John Carpenter talking about Christine since I can't find Stephen. That was a little snippet of Stephen King on Charlie Rose, which I think is interesting. This is where Dennis gets a concussion playing football because he's paying attention to Lee and Arnie kissing in front of and leaning against Christine. And there he goes. And what I'm going to do now, since I can't find that, is I'm going to dig it up somewhere else. I don't know about this. I think this is just some dipshit reviewing.
They took auditions from hundreds of actors and actresses and finally had their lead, Kevin Bacon. Shortly after this, Bacon sent a letter to apologize, saying he had to decline because he was offered a role in another movie, Footloose. For the main cast, they hired Keith Gordon as Arnie, John Stockwell as Dennis, and Alexander Paul as Lee. Carpenter knew Harry Dean Stanton and asked him to play the role of Detective Junkins. Stanton was happy to do it because most of his roles are villains, and he loves any opportunity to play the good guy. They acquired 24 cars for the film.
Anyway, this is just some asswipe talking about Christine. You know, it'd be nice to actually hear John Carpenter talk about fucking Christine instead of some asswipe talking about Christine. Anyway, so Dennis is now laid up in the hospital and Arnie's talking to him, you know, and he visits him here a couple of times while he's recovering in the hospital throughout the film. Let's see if I can find... What is going on with this? There we go. Damn, Mike wasn't picking me up. Anyway, so they're just... Arnie's discussing that now that Lee, which is, you know, pretty awesome, Lee is actually... and Arnie are dating, and, you know, of course, John Stockwell wanted her for himself. And, let's see if I can find... And I don't know if I can or not. Here we go. This is the only thing I can find for you guys, so hope you enjoy it. This is an interview from a horror convention about John. It's about the best I can do. I'm sorry. Hopefully it's cool if it'll goddamn play.
That aren't, that as a vast majority are not, so it's a much safer bet to say no. Yeah, I mean, it is true. I mean, 9 out of 10 films, even if they're good films, don't make money, so I don't think most of you think about it while you're working on it. I don't, you know, I knew I thought it was going to be a cool movie, but I had no idea what the world was going to think or who was going to go to to like the luck of the draw as to what the weekend is, what the weather's like the weekend the movie opens, and if the Super Bowl is on that weekend. You can't control so much of that stuff. But I did have the feeling it was going to be a good movie. That was all you know. That's all you can hope for.
Well, when I'm working on a movie, no matter what it is, I always think it's the best thing that I could be doing that moment. And I've done a lot of movies that aren't good, but I still think that they're the best thing. I work the hardest on them. So that's why I thought about Christine at the time. It's the one place I want to be. But I never would have imagined that we'd be sitting here 27 years later talking about it with all of you. That would, and plus, in terms of, is it going to make money? I'm an actor. I wasn't thinking that far ahead, too. I mean, I was just thinking, trying to make it through the day.
John, you want to add? Okay. I also think so much of Christine is made in the edit room, so, I mean, that's what I've learned as a director is so much of storytelling and movie making is you learn more in the edit room than you do on the set. So, John, when you came here today and you found out that you were going to be at a convention that's on John Carpenter Freeway, did you just really think you pulled down all the stops?
Is that thing real? What is that?
No, it really is called John Carpenter Freeway.
Cool.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that's an interview with John from a horror convention. I think that's that Texas Frightmare. So, Anyway, so now this is the choking scene with Lee at the drive-in where Christina's killing her, making her choke on her food because Arnie had went to take a piss or get something to drink or something. And then this man, I always thought this scene was really disturbing because Arnie gets mad when this man's giving her the Heimlich maneuver here to save her life. And I'm not familiar enough with the book because I haven't read it in probably 15 years or maybe longer to tell you whether or not the book and this are the same. They're probably not. I know a lot of Stephen King fans are real weird about his books becoming movies. But I've got to tell you, as a fan of film as opposed to books, even source material, I don't fucking care. I much prefer a visual experience as opposed to a imagination experience with reading a book. It's not essential to me as watching a movie. Like, I absolutely just love to watch film. That's one of the reasons I wanted to do this stuff with Corey, is because I'm so into horror movies and have been since I was a small child. But this movie, for me, is one of his best. I'd have to put this in the top 5 of my Carpenter films. This movie's beautifully shot. It's incredibly well done. The score is fantastic. And it's just amazing. I don't really know any other way to describe it other than it's amazing. And I'm gonna put some audio on here for you guys. And hopefully you'll enjoy this.
I thought he was attacking you. I didn't know he was going to do the Heimlich maneuver. I could have done the Heimlich maneuver.
But you didn't. And there are other things. That radio, all it gets is those old songs. And sometimes when we're making out, just stall. As if the car were jealous on you. It's a damn car! Look at it.
You know, I think you're just sexually frustrated. Lee, I'm sorry. Okay? Can I at least call you tomorrow?
And of course, this is one of my favorite scenes in the movie. It's why I unmuted it. Arnie gets back in Christine, and Christine won't start because she's jealous of Lee. And then when she does, she plays "I Wonder Why" by Dion and the Belmonts, which is my favorite song that they play in this film. I'm going to turn it up real good and loud here.
Come on. Come on, Christine. Come on, baby, please. It's all right. Everything is the same.
What a great scene. It's just an amazing, amazing scene. Now we're back at the garage, and I'm going to leave the audio on for this too, because I think this scene is absolutely crucial for you guys. I'll be back in just a second to let you guys... I'm just going to sit here with you and watch this, but I'm going to be quiet. Turn this down. There we go. And of course now we're at the scene where the bastard people that pick on Arnie through the whole film, Buddy and his crew, destroy Christine. Which I just read, interestingly enough, this is not a Plymouth Fury that was destroyed in this scene. It was a car made to look like a 58 Plymouth Fury, which gives me a lot of relief as a fan that it wasn't destroyed. Yeah, they're really taking it to her. I'm going to unmute this for just a second and let you guys hear this and see what you think.
Now, I'll just be a second. I just gotta get my wallet out of Christine. You wanna come in with me? Please.
Okay.
This is where Arnie finds Christine, and I'm just trying to kind of throw a little bit of audio in here today, kind of mix it up, give you guys some different shit to think about. And of course, don't forget to stay later. We've got the fucking Doom legend Wino from The Obsessed talking about his music career and The Obsessed and their new record. And don't forget to catch them on tour, and their new album is available now from Relapse Records. You can get that digitally or on vinyl. There's a lot of limited vinyl and t-shirt packages. You can check all that out on Relapse mail order store online. But yeah, so Christine is fucking trashed. It's destroyed. And Arnie is very, 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 very upset. And I would be too. I mean, they shit on the dash of his car. That's what everybody that I knew growing up remembered about this film, was that someone shit on the dash of the car. And of course, this scene's good. I'm unmuting this. This is where Arnie has a confrontation with his parents. This is fucking amazing.
Your precious driveway. This never would have happened.
Honey, that's not fair.
Oh, it's fair.
Can't we even talk about this like rational human beings?
Well,
One of them took a shit on the dashboard of my car, Ma. Now how's that for rational, huh?
Why don't we... Your mother and I have decided to help you buy a new car.
Well, that's what everybody wants, isn't it? Oh, fuck you. I'm fixing up Christine.
Listen, mister, you've been disrespectful to us once too often. You go back in there and apologize to your mother right now.
Hey, take your mitts off me, motherfucker. I'm in the sack.
Anyway, so now we're back to beautiful music by John Carpenter, and Christine will be rebuilding herself on her own for Arnie. This scene was actually shot after they did principal photography. John decided he wanted to do the transformation and actually show it on film for the viewer to understand that Christine, definitely was supernatural. So it's one of those things where it's like, as a kid, this movie scared me, but it was more like I had more of my own fantasies about owning Christine or having a car, because I really like Mustangs, having a Mustang that was like Christine, that I could show love to her, she'd show love to me, and then she'd knock off people that fucked with me. I mean, isn't that every little boy's dream to have that? It would be for me. So, yeah. And now Christine is rebuilding herself, almost like a stripping scene of a woman to show her man how much that she, not to let anybody else see it. That's what I always took of this scene. It was like Christine being sexy and showing that she loves Arnie. It's really sick. It's fucking awesome. So that's what she's doing right now. She's rebuilding herself. It's just fucking awesome. I don't know how they did this kind of stuff back then. No CGI, but it's very effective and it still looks good. This scene I'm also unmuting. This is Moochie's death, and it's very effective. Moochie is now walking, and they think, never would in a million years expect that he's about to get fucking killed by a possessed car. We don't usually do this much audio, but I figure I'm going to try something different today, since it's just me right now. God, I love this. I love Christine killing people that wrong Arnie. I think it's incredibly effective.
Cunningham! Is that you, Cunningham? Hey, you ain't mad, are you?
score in this movie is unbelievable. And that's it. And then it flashes to November 23rd, and there's a football game, Cowboys and Raiders on, and we're back with Dennis in the hospital, and Arnie's drinking beer. So... it's awesome. And I was always fascinated as a fan of this film. Was Arnie communicating with Christine, or was he in Christine when she was doing the killing? It never says. Or was Christine just going out and doing this stuff, and he knew that she was because he's like connected with the car? I never understood, because this is another thing. I relate with the Arnie character in this film. Because I've always been a loner. I just always have. I don't trust people, and I'm a loner. And I guess that's why I always love this character. I can relate to it probably realistically more than any of John's other characters. I guess more of it, not so much being John's character as it is Stephen King's character. But either way, I love this character. And this is the part where he is confronted by the police, played by Harry Dean Stanton. And I'm going to let you hear this clip too.
Junkins, the state police, detective.
Oh, look, I'm just missing a study hall. I gotta get to work.
No, I don't care about that. I just want to ask you about your car. You do nice body work, Arnie. I thought this thing was totaled.
Who told you that?
Why, hell, everybody. Local police, your mom and dad, your girl. Cute girl, brother.
Yeah, well, it wasn't anywhere near as bad as it looked.
No? The report said they punched holes in the body. And damn if I can see the fill.
Well, you can if you look. Yeah, it's right over there. And back here. You know, they're real lucky with parts. They replaced the entire door on this side.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, see the way the paint doesn't quite match?
Nope. A hell of a job. Hell of a job, Arnie.
Well, thank you very much.
Okay. So what do you want, huh? I really like this shade of red, Arnie. Didn't think they still made this anymore. Do they? They still make this shade?
Well, they must. I mean, I bought it, didn't I?
Where?
Baker Auto out on Route 5, okay?
You still got the receipt.
Tossed it out.
You know, it's funny, cigarette?
No thanks.
Usually when somebody trashes a car, we get photographs.
Oh, wait. They didn't really trash it, okay?
Well, that's not what Lee said. As a matter of fact, she was so shaken up, giving me all the details, she broke down crying. I understand one of the perpetrators defecated on the dashboard. Now, I would have thought you'd be madder than hell at that, and I would have thought you would have reported that.
Chef wipes off.
Moochie Welch kind of got wiped off too, didn't he?
I don't know.
You don't know?
No.
Scout's honor?
I'm not a scout.
The kid was cut in half, Arnie. They had to scrape his legs up with a shovel.
Well, isn't that what you're supposed to do with shit? Scrape it up with a little shovel?
Don't get smart with me, son. Your girlfriend is a hell of a lot more convincing than you are.
She's not my girlfriend. And since when is it against the law? Fix up your own car when somebody else busts it up, huh?
Since never.
And you get off my back.
Okay.
Hello?
Hi, Lee. Look, I need to talk. I need to see you.
Arnie, I care about you.
Look, I love you, Lee. Look, I think we deserve one more try. Don't you? Will you give me a fucking yes or no?
Arnie, please don't do this to me.
Why don't you just be straight with me, okay? You've had it, right? Well, fuck you, bitch! Lee?
Want to do the honors, Miss Stewart?
Woo!
I'd love to bring her along. Sure. She can earn her way. Bullshit. Let's get Vandenberg. Maybe.
So where we're at now, we are. This is the scene where Buddy is getting harassed by Christine and then eventually killed at the gas station. So I'm going to leave the audio on because this is actually a really cool fucking scene, and Christine's tailgating him, which is fucking awesome. Anytime you have a car that's going to go do your bidding to kill for you, you can't go wrong with that.
Asshole.
Watch this. Get this asshole some of his own medicine. Backing up too.
following me. I can tell if he comes in here. Cunningham! Can't be. Look at my car! Come on, prick! We're not finished yet! Come on!
And here Christine is coming back after killing Buddy. And Buddy has just been murdered by Christine, and Christine's all burnt and molten, and she's going back into the shop. It's awesome. Love this scene. Leave the audio on for you.
Hello, Henry. This is Will. Listen, Cunningham got the order okay? Good. Listen, he was driving my caddy, wasn't he? Good. Yeah, take it easy. Okay, Jack. Come on out. The ride is over. Right. If I'm gonna have to come in and get you, I'm gonna get you.
And this is the scene, of course, where the owner of the junk yard is now confronting, thinking there's someone inside Christine because he's caught her come back with it's torched and burnt, which is very exciting to think about. This is really cool. I'm going to leave the audio on because it's fucking sick. I love this scene. Now the junkyard owner is sitting inside Christine, and he's about to find out that you don't sit in Christine unless you're Arnie. Arnie's the only one that can sit in Christine. And this is where Arnie finds Christine has killed
Tell me, what were you last
Odell in the junkyard, and now he's a fucking corpse.
You didn't go out at all?
Of course I went out. I got Darnell's car out front with a load of parts. You want the receipt?
Yeah.
I mean, this is just a shit show here because Arnie doesn't know that Christine's been killing, or at least he's acting like he's not. It never really says.
Right. Here, that's why. Look, if you don't believe me, you can ask my mother. Why do you keep butting into my life?
Because we found your boss, Will Darnell, dead in your front seat. The shotgun by his side.
Why?
I was hoping you could answer that. Somebody saw your car cruising behind Buddy Repperton last night. He's dead, too. So are Don Vandenberg and Richard Trelawney. Guess nobody'd be trashing your car anymore.
All I know... All I know is I got a Cadillac out front full of parts, and I'm supposed to be at school in half an hour.
Take care of the caddy. I don't want you touching it.
Honest, Mr. Junkins, I don't know what's going on. I swear I don't.
May I please speak to Dennis? It's a girl.
Hello? Hey, Lee. Happy New Year.
Can I come over?
And this is where Lee
I need to talk to you.
contacts Dennis about Christine and Arnie and their behavior, and now they're hanging out. Dennis's little dick's hard because he wanted to fuck Lee the whole damn time. I always thought this part of the film was kind of deceptive, but again, that's why I like Arnie. Going back to the audio.
What do you know about that car?
I know that the guy who owned the car before Arnie.
Yeah.
His daughter choked to death in Christine.
How do you know that?
Rebecca's brother sold Arnie the car, and the guys at church just came out and told me.
I think I was supposed to be next or something.
Continue. I'm sorry. I didn't interrupt you.
Come on, Nate. Arnie would never do that. Not in a million years, okay?
How cute he's consoling Lee, probably with his penis. And then the ultimate thing in this film is to fuck over Christine and Arnie. I mean, are they really hurting anybody? All they're really doing is avenging these trolls that fuck with Arnie at school.
Well, I'm going over to Arnie's tonight for New Year's.
I don't know. Just my opinion. Doctor's advice. Take what you want. I'm a fan of this
maybe if I get him alone, maybe he'll
film, but
What if he doesn't?
when your girl and your best friend are turning tails on you, then it's
I don't know. I mean,
kind of a shit show, you know? Just my opinion. Going back to the audio. Christine.
Then we destroy it.
That's fucking crazy. You know, I'll say something else real quick. I don't think... I get they're trying to be just and heroes or whatever in this movie, but it's like... Would they be doing that if they had a possessed car? Because I sure as fuck wouldn't. I mean, why would you do that? You gotta have fucking, you gotta have people in this world, and it looks like Christine's more of a friend to him than Dennis or Lee are, so, it's fucking... Why would you not want Christine? Why would you want to kill her? I don't know. Jealousy? I don't know. Anyway, now Dennis is being picked up by Arnie on around the holidays, it looks like, and I'm going to give you some audio on this, and I will be back momentarily because I have to pee.
Yeah, Mitch. See, we got the old rust bucket tonight.
I'm gonna watch you call my car. She's real sensitive.
Is she? Oh, sorry, Christine.
Good boy. Let's motivate.
He's even being disrespectful about Christine right there. Which I also don't like. Called her an old rust bucket. And he's doing it to provoke Arnie and provoke Christine, but I don't think I would provoke something that's supernatural that could fucking kill you, It's just probably not a really good idea to do that. You're kind of asking for it. I love the green glow off Christine's speedometer and Arnie's face in these shots here, and I'm going to go back to the audio again.
Well, have a beer. Don't be shy. My car's your car. Toast. Death to the shares of the world in 1979.
Arnie, I can't drink to that. What can't you drink to? What about to us? The friendship? Friendship. That's good. That's real good. It's
Come on.
I want you to see this. I want you to see this. This is great alignment. You just don't see this anymore. I mean... Don't be scared.
I'm scared for you, man. For what's happened to you. It's this fucking car.
I know you're jealous.
We'll always be friends as long as you stick with me. And you know what happens to shooters who don't.
Yeah, you get fucking killed. Don't fuck with Christine. Don't fuck with Arnie.
Well, let's not kid each other, Dennis.
Who are the ships?
All of them.
Lee's on your
Love
side.
this goddamn scene. I fucking love it.
There's a lot of bad
That's why the audio's on. I'm going to be quiet again.
She does.
Yeah. Hey, don't you like this beer? I thought you like beer.
Did you hear what I just said?
Let me tell you a little something about love, Dennis. It has voracious appetite. It eats everything. Friendship. Family. It kills me how much it eats. But I'll tell you something else. You feed it right, and it can be a beautiful thing, and that's what we have. You know, when someone believes in you, man, you can do anything, any fucking thing in the entire universe, and when you believe right back in that someone, then watch out, world, because nobody can stop you, then nobody, ever.
How do you feel this way about Lee?
What? Fuck no.
Talking about Christine, man.
No shit ever came between me and Christine. And you watch this.
You gotta love this scene for the fact that Arnie at this point is full-blown possessed. It's fucking amazing. You know.
Oh man, there is nothing fine to being behind the wheel of your own car.
Keith Gordon was also in Jaws 2. If we got any Jaws 2 fans out there, I'm a really big fan of his. He's also a director. You can look up his stuff on Internet Movie Database. And then now Dennis is scratching Darnell's Tonight in Christine with a fucking screwdriver on Christine, which is a... Well, you're just asking for a shit show. You're asking to get fucking killed. And you know, it's been so long since I've read the book. I don't know how the book ends and this begins. So, this is very interesting. And now they're leaving in Dennis's car. They're driving off. And he's like a Chevy Super Sport. It's pretty fucking nice. All the cars in this movie are really cool. Especially Christine, of course. But anyway, so yeah. So now Dennis is sneaking into the warehouse, the junkyard, where, excuse me, where he and Lee have came up with a formidable plan to take down Christine with a construction vehicle. It's not a Bobcat, but like a fucking, not really sure what you'd call that. It's like a goddamn, I forget what you call that. It's a heavy piece of equipment, like a construction equipment, like they use to build shit, with the front scoop and all that. But yeah, this should be pretty. This should be a good scene. And I'm going to turn the audio back on for you guys. Let you check this out here. When it gets a little closer in, I'm going to go get something to drink. But yeah, Christine, I didn't realize until today that it came out in December of 83, so it was almost a film released in 84. Makes you wonder what else was at the box office that week. Because I don't know what it would have been. Shit. Excuse me. Still sick from the Creator show, kind of. This cough comes and goes. Mm-hmm. So we're going to go back to the audio now.
My thing is what are you gonna do? Christine's gonna come through the door. You better get in the office and stay outside, okay? Once she gets inside, hit the button and bring the door down. Then we'll have her trapped.
What if he doesn't come?
I wouldn't even mind at this point. Christine will. You better get in the office. Keep your head down. You hear me start this thing up? That's when you reach out and hit me.
So now Dennis has got the Bobcat, the whatever, the giant fucking sporting equipment. There's a beautiful shot of Arnie in Christine. Where he's, you know, gonna fucking just... This is the fucking showdown. Here's the audio for the fucking showdown. This is so fucking amazing. The music, John Carpenter. Enjoy.
Arnie's dead.
I'll forever love you the rest of my days.
And of course, now you've got the death sequence of Arnie. And now they're trying to take down Christine. I thought this was a sad part of the movie. I like Christine. I like the killers in the films. That's why we watch horror, isn't it? I mean, that's the whole fucking point. Don't forget, after this John Carpenter masterpiece, we have Wino from The Obsessed talking about his new album, Sacred, and his history with The Obsessed and the band. It's an amazing interview, and we appreciate the fact that he was able to do that interview with us. And hopefully we match this up. If he ever sees it, he'll dig that we put Christine with Wino for a really special interview, I hope. But yeah, I don't like watching Christine die. I just don't. There's the green glowing speedometer again, one of the best shots in this film.
I wouldn't feel so bad if I were you. You two are heroes, you know.
Yeah. Real hero could have saved Arnie.
We didn't do so hot.
Hey, some things can't be helped. Some people do.
Yeah.
God, I hate rock and roll.
John Carpenter's Christine, kids. There it is. Final thoughts on this. Absolutely love this movie. It's an underrated film of John's. And, you know, it's a great fucking film. Coming up next is our interview with Wino from The Obsessed. Their new album Sacred's out now. Relapse Records digitally on vinyl, CD, and lots of other fun stuff, shirts and everything at relapse.com. And yeah, we hope you guys enjoy this. I tried doing some different stuff this time, doing some audio stuff and everything else, and hopefully you dug it. But yeah, so hopefully you dig that, and until next time, we'll see you soon. As Corey says, stay fucking gory. But from the bottom of my heart, thank you to all our new likes on the page, and thanks for supporting what we do. And check out the new Obsessed album. Enjoy the interview. And thank you guys so much. We appreciate it. And this is Dr. Vincent West signing off. Dr. Vincent West, Corey Gorechrist, we have the honor today to be with Wino from The Obsessed. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing good, man. We're doing good. The whole band's here. Me and Reed and Brian, we're kicking back. I mean, awesome.
Yeah. Well, fantastic.
I don't know if those guys are going to want to talk any, but they're here.
Oh, cool. Well, if they do, that's cool. If not, it's amazing. So we'll start. You want to do a brief history of the band?
Okay.
Just wherever you want to start at, how the inception, everything of The Obsessed.
Well, basically, back in the late '70s, me and my bass player friend Mark Lowry, we met when we were pretty young, man. We met when we were like 11. He was older than me. I think when I was 11 or 12.
Wow.
And he was like 13. We met at like the public swimming pool. And he said to me, I got an electric guitar. And I said, well, I got an electric guitar too. And he said, well, we should get together. I live one street over. So he was a little bit older than me. He taught me pretty much everything I know about like how to overdrive an amp to get how to overdrive the preamp in your amp. And he was a real stickler about low end. He taught me, low end. And so basically, I learned how to dial in an amp. And one thing led to another. We started jamming. We saw Black Sabbath together on my 13th birthday.
Oh, that's killer.
On the Paranoid tour. Kind of like, it was like in between Paranoid and Master Reality.
Awesome.
And, that was pretty amazing. Those are the days when I saw, like, Sabbath, James Gang, Alice Cooper on the Killer Tour. A real memorable one was Nazareth, Razanaz, and Lewis Occult Secret Treaties. I remember that was cool. That's the first time I ever saw something with a ZZ Top hat. It was like hand-lettered ZZ Top.
That's awesome.
That's the first time I'd ever seen that. So we put these sets together. We first called the band Warhorse. We had another guitar player.
Right.
And then one day we were walking down the street, and we came up with that name. So, one thing led to another. Like, I remember, like, when we first got our first gig, I took our package down to downtown D.C. The first time I ever did anything like that, we put a nice package together, and I took it down to the manager of this little club. He was like an outlaw motorcycle gang ex-member who survived, and he gave us a gig. We had to play 3 45-minute sets. Is what we had to do.
That's awesome.
So, I mean, we were still playing some originals back then. Like, we had like Decimation and songs like that later made it on the 10 way back then. We had to play some punk rock covers too, and we had another guitar player. And he was cool, man. He taught me a lot about jazz and stuff, but he was like so much of a beatnik, he had a hard time like coming out all the solos on and being in tune and stuff. So sooner or later we morphed into we wanted to get a lead singer, so we looked around and we found kind of a dynamic lead singer, punk rock lead singer, this guy Vance Bacchus.
Right.
So we were still playing the circuit, with him, and then eventually when Vance, he got a little bit out of hand and started embezzle a little money here and there, and he always wanted to grab my guitar and do the Johnny Thunder thing in the middle of the set. So one thing led to another, and my bass player friend says to me one day, he goes, "Hey, why don't you sing?" And I said, "Play guitar and sing." He's like, "Yeah," because I think he can do it, you know. So we started that, and that's how the three-piece was born, you know. And you know, for one reason or another, mainly because of the struggle, the life, the toll.
Right.
You know, I parted ways with my bass player friend Mark Lowry. You know, and moved on. I mean, I still know him. He's cool, but he was a kind of frail dude, and I don't think the touring thing was ever really much for him. So
right.
So we moved on, and then moved to California. Well, basically, we spun our wheels here as a three-piece with him, a couple different drummers, and in that time period, in that last time period with Mark Lowry and the drummer Aguli is when actually Brian Costantino came into the picture. He's obviously he's the current drummer,
right?
The drummer, but he didn't play drums back then. He was sort of like Eddie's tech and friend, and so basically, in the 30-year interim that we've had since then, he became quite a proficient drummer. So when we put Spirit Caravan back together a couple of years ago with Eddie, then Eddie called Brian, or Brian came along, and with Eddie's a unique guy, and I'm not really sure what it was, but for one reason or another, it didn't seem the wheels were coming off the wagon.
Right.
But he got behind his drums one day at rehearsal, and we had our first jam, and that's sort of what kind of like stored that up, man. And later on, around I think it was around New Year's 2 years ago or something like that, I called him up and said, "Hey, let's do something." And he agreed, and so that was the birth of this version of the Test, which in my opinion is the version.
Right.
And that's kind of where we're at. I mean, there was a couple others. I mean, Dave Sherman, when Spirit Caravan, Brian was never officially in Spirit Caravan. We basically folded Spirit Caravan. We were jamming, and Sherman rolled his stuff over. And we decided to call that lineup the Test. And so we did Sacred with Dave, And after the record was done, for one reason or another, we parted ways with Dave. I mean, he's a great guy. He did a great job on the record. He's got a great heart and stuff. But for one reason or another, we parted ways with Dave. And then I tried a little experiment with Bruce from the Hidden Hand and the Seraphim playing second guitar. And that was really cool. I mean, man, they're both amazing players. And we had like 4 or 5 good shows, but for one reason or another, confluence of events, that didn't work. So basically, we called up Reed. Now, Reed was our first choice, but we had thought that there's some miles difference there because he lives 9 hours away. And so, but I guess we overlooked the fact that he was a total road warrior.
Right.
And so when we called him, he was like, "Fucking let's do it." And in my opinion, this feels the best to me that it's felt since the day. I mean, we got the chemistry now, and we got the band, and I think we got a fucking real rock band.
Sure,
that's awesome.
So that's it. I think that brings us up to speed right there.
We appreciate all that. Thank you.
Oh yeah, I was so excited that to see you guys putting a record out and then to actually get to hear the record and everything is awesome. Would you mind talk briefly about the first Obsessed record? I really love that album.
Well, I mean that's good. That's cool to mention that. That record was like, okay, we went into the studio and recorded that record on our own dime.
Okay.
We had that record in the can, and at that time we had a lady managing us who went to California to shop us a deal. She got us a deal with Metal Blade. Now at the time, the deal with Metal Blade was you did one song on the Metal Massacre compilation series,
right? And
then you got a full length. That was the deal. So basically, we had the full length in the can. We went in and we recorded Concrete Cancer for Metal Massacre 6. Well, right on that very record, as you probably know, is when thrash fucking hit. Slayer had just released their brand new shit on Metal Blade. They were climbing to the top.
Right.
They still reign supreme. And fucking, but But, you know, right on that record, man, my assistant would thrash shit. I mean, Nasty Savage, The Possessed, Dark Angel, you know.
Oh, yeah, all that.
So we were like we were the dinosaur track, you know.
Right.
So for one reason or another, and so Brian Slagle actually reneged on our deal. He did not give us the full length. So, because, you know, I guess he felt that, you know, our shit was dated. So basically that's the first record. So I still have that in my pocket. So when Hellhound, when Vitus started touring and we realized the SST thing, well, okay, so anyway, you know, I packed my bag and moved to Beverly at this point in time to join St. Vitus.
I love that too when you were in that band.
Right, so when Vitus, when we decided that SST was a nowhere thing for us because they just weren't helping us, we got wooed, recorded by this German label, Hellhound. We decided to go with them.
Right.
So at some point in time, I played them the tracks from you know, the first Success record, and they liked it, so they wanted to release it. So I agreed to let them release it, and so that was sort of the birth. That was the very first time that the first Success record came to light. Now, I will say that since then, you know, it went out of print, and then Joe Lally from Chilada, who was the Spirit Caravan label, he re-released it with a different cover, and we put a live set on there, right? So that went out of print. But now, I'm not sure if I should let the cat out of the bag or not, but part of the deal for Sacred was Relapse was going to re-release that very record, and it's been remastered. It's got a fucking brand new live set that we found from the day.
Wow.
A bunch of demos and a bunch of fucking cool pictures from the day. It's going to be a really, really nice pack. And that's
nice, man.
That's amazing. And I'll tell you something funny. I went and saw St. Vitus last year and actually bought that CD. Not the one you're talking about.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Because Henry from St. Vitus, that's right. He started a label, and I let him press that.
I mean, I got to be honest with you, Scott. It was to finally get that on CD last year. That was like, I mean, the St. Vitus show was cool, but to get that on CD was like the prize of that show for me because I was like, thank God.
Oh, cool. Well, thank you, man. Thank you.
Yeah. So, but that's even more exciting that they're putting a reissue of it out.
I heard the mastered version of that record just the other day. I signed off on the remastered version, and it's going to be quite a fucking package, man.
Oh, that's
awesome, dude.
Remastering it, yeah.
Is it one or two CDs?
It's a big old thing, man. It's got that record. It's got a brand new set, a live set that we kind of just like stumbled on that we had from the Bayou, which is a defunct club in DC in the day.
Okay,
this is like really in the day. I mean, it's like a fucking, like, you know, an hour-long set, and then plus there's some demo shit on there, too, that never made the light of day, what we call the Cross demo.
Okay.
I think it's versions of, like, Fail Safe, Needs Brigade, stuff like that.
Fuck yeah, man.
Yeah, that's outstanding. So definitely, everybody listening, be sure to look out for that. I love that record. That record to me is a staple. I think it's unbelievable, and how that thing is, you know, so obscure because I love it, and I could never find that one version that you were talking about a second ago that had all the live bonus stuff. I could never find that thing.
Yeah.
And it goes for like $100-something on eBay. So.
God damn.
It does. It does. It's crazy. Oh, so you got that. We got that, and we'll move to Lunar Womb.
Lunar Womb was an interesting record because I met Scott Reeder. Out in California.
From Archias, yeah.
When I went to St. Vitus, when I was in St. Vitus, I was always looking, you know, I was kind of always on the lookout for something cool to do. I moved to California, and so heard about this party happening in Ventura, and I went out there and saw this band Across the River.
Nice.
And that was Mario from Fast Justin on guitar.
Wow.
They had this other cool guitar there named Mark. Reeder was on bass, and Brent was on. No, Alfredo was on drums, and that was Across the River. And so basically, we had a jam, and usually just knew me as a singer from Vitus. Nobody knew who I was, or they didn't know I could play guitar or nothing. And we had this jam where Mario played bass, Scott Reeder played drums. He's actually a fantastic drummer.
Huh. Oh, wow.
And we had this fucking and I picked up the guitar, and we had this fucking killer jam on this cliffside, looking over the ocean in Ventura, California, looking out over the Pacific. We had this beautiful jam with Mario on bass,
it's badass.
Scott on drums, and me on guitar. And that's when me and Scott kind of looked at each other, and I said, well, you know, we should probably do something sometime. And he's like, yeah, we probably should. So, down the road a bit, I was dating this gorgeous little kind of chick and fucking, and Reader was married to his wife, and
sure,
and her heritage was Caliente, Native American, and
oh wow.
So those two hit it off pretty good, and me and Scotty, we got together and we fucking decided to put something together, and so we decided to basically I'd hired a bass player to play in the Infestor. This guy Danny Hood. He was like a biker to the bone, dude. A fucking great guy. Like 6'5", hair down to his fucking knees. I mean, this motherfucker, he was a biker to the bone, but he was a fucking fantastic bass player. And
oh yeah.
Unfortunately, before we got a European tour booked, and before we could get over there or whatever, he died in a motorcycle accident.
Oh my God, I'm sorry, man.
Right. Yeah, that was really sad. But after that, I called up Scotty, and he decided, okay, he played in Excess, and so that was the Lunar Womb band. So that's me and Greg Rogers. Greg Rogers came from the same band that Danny, the guy who died, did. They used to play in this band called Acid Clown, and I saw those guys playing in California. That's how I met Greg.
Right.
But anyway, so when Danny died, me and Greg got together. We got Scotty, and we went over to Europe, and we played like a string of shows, like 7 shows. And then after that, we stayed in Berlin, and we recorded Lunar Womb. And that's pretty much the story of Lunar Womb. I mean, it was a little bit on the fly, and I will tell you that it was Scott. Scott was an engineer already in his own right, and he did the most amazing fucking edit to edit what we called the cacophony.
Right.
Into Endless Circles, into the song Lunar Womb, because he did an amazing tape edit where he like rolled half a mile of tape out on the floor in this cold ass place in Berlin, this little warehouse. It was his recording studio, and begging for a sharp razor blade to make this edit, dude. And he did a killer fucking edit, and pulled that together. The noises you hear, like what we call the cacophony, right before you get into Lunar Womb, that's me like actually being buried alive in a SVT cabinet. Like I was sitting up there watching, and I was looking down, and these SVT bass cabinets, they come in road cases, but man, there's no elevators over there, so it's like we lugged the cabinets up, but we didn't feel like carrying the cases up, so they were just down there. There's a pile of dirt and some shovels. I said, man, wouldn't that be crazy if I get in one of them cases with a microphone in there, and y'all pile dirt on top of it, and it sounded like somebody being buried alive. Everybody's all totally into it.
Amazing.
Dude's strung together like fucking half a mile of fucking a cable, lowered the mics down there. We all went down there, and of course, I got in there, with the mic on my chest, and we mic'd the top of the cabinet. Of course, they fucked with me a little bit. They kept me in there a little bit longer than I wanted to be in there.
Sure, yeah.
But I mean, I would,
Oh, that's amazing.
That's awesome.
You hear the shovel go, and then you can hear the first dirt hit, But, when Scotty mixed that shit, he mixed the motherfucking slide whistle up way higher than the fucking buried alive part. I mean, it's really close you can hear it, but whatever. But anyway, so that's the story of Lunar Womb.
Awesome.
That's what a great record. That's an amazing story too.
I love the artwork for that record too.
Yeah, it was crazy, man. That's crazy. Drinking that fucking. I was drinking some shot of some terrible fucking shit they had.
Yeah.
You can see that one picture where I'm just kind of grimacing. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Yeah.
And so we'll move now to the Church Within.
So the Church Within, this is like kind of a turbulent time. Okay. When Reader, there was like some real fuckery that happened when Caius and Wool and Incest went out on the road.
Sure.
And I got beat up real bad because Caius dudes were listening to NWA and their band real loud, and the Black Gang came around.
Yeah.
And they didn't dig that, and fucking so they grabbed Reader, and nobody moved to help him, so I went to help him, and this motherfucker turned around and like just fucking, hit me so hard that I fucking flew, and so it was a hospital and all this shit, and so
Jesus.
I was kind of laying up there in between gigs, and I couldn't really do much to lay there. Perforated the ribs of my eye, I was all fucked up, And so some weirdo shit happened to where Caius had already decided they were going to bag Oliveri, but they hadn't told him. And Scott and Josh had already decided that Scott was going to join Kayak,
Right.
but nobody told me. So at the end of the day, Oliveri is like, I'm going to ride with Scott, with Wino and Greg back to LA to see my girlfriend.
Mm-hmm.
So he was like, well, that's cool. I'm going to ride with Kayak back to the desert. And that was it. That was sort of it. Like, it was kind of like this underhanded trip, you know?
Kicking the ball.
For one reason or another, for whatever. So basically, that's when Guy Penis said, Pete Haas. When Guy Penis. That's when Guy Penis said, he's going to come out, move out here from Holler and join UTEP.
Awesome.
So that was the Church's In band. So he came out, we started playing, and right around that time we had some interest from Columbia Records, mainly because Kevin Sharp of Brutal Truth was the man. And Kevin Sharp turned on God, man, this kid who worked for fucking God damn it, I can't remember his name now. Kevin Sharp turned on another cat who turned on Josh Rubin, who was the A&R guy for Columbia.
Right.
And Josh Rubin came out and said, "Listen, I want to sign you guys. You got to showcase. At fucking in New York City for my bosses." So we packed everything up in this white van. We did this fucking shoestring fucking tour where we did like a couple shows, ended up in New York City.
Right.
Played this gig at Loeb Center, and fucking we ended up getting signed to Columbia. Now, our lawyer, Rosemary Carroll, all right.
Mm-hmm.
She was married to Jim Carroll of Basketball Diaries.
Wow.
She's now married to Danny Goldberg from Gold Mountain. I mean,
Okay.
he's like what fifth richest man in the world. I mean,
Right.
Anyways, Rosemary Carroll was our lawyer, and what had happened was that the Germans, the Hellhound people, had gotten me drunk one night and got me to sign an artist agreement, which is like the dumbest thing ever. It's like Spinal Tap cliche, but it really happened. So when it came down to get signed to Columbia, they were really making it hard, man. They wanted a lot. They wanted way too much.
Yeah.
It pissed everybody off, but we eventually did sign with them, but they got a lot. And I think that's one of the reasons why the Columbia fell asleep on the Church's In deal.
Right.
Is because of the fact it was so hard to get off this artist agreement. But for one reason or another, the Church's In came out, and that was that. I mean, the label fell asleep on that record pretty quick. They didn't know how to market us. I mean, we didn't have a lead singer. Nirvana had already done their thing. As a matter of fact, I remember hearing about Kurt Cobain's death when we were taking pictures for Columbia Records for right around those days.
That's crazy.
But they didn't really know how to market us, and they fell asleep on that record. So the songs that were going to be on the second Columbia release, all the songs that were going to be on the second Obsessed record for Columbia, is the bulk of the material that became Jug Full of Sun, Spirit Caravan. Those songs were the songs like Beard Machine, Melancholy Grey, Lost Sundance. Almost all those songs were the songs that were going to be on the second Obsessed record. That happened.
And that's the Spirit Caravan stuff.
Right. So, when I put Spirit Caravan together, after all that smoke cleared, then those songs rolled over.
Oh, wow. So initially with the Columbia deal, it was 2 records?
Well, they had an option, but, they got out of it, I mean, it was like, this has been days before the internet, we were still playing the evil game there.
Right, yeah, right. And then, I love that record. In fact, I wanted to actually ask you about this because I've never seen this thing again since I bought it. I found some kind of weird reissue of The Church Within.
Yeah, we were talking about, there's 2 of them. There's an official one called Way Gone, where I did some liner notes. It's a double record set.
Okay.
It's got a couple extra. It's got a couple extra songs. It's a gatefold. That's an official release. Then there's a German release on another label. They're called Black on Black, and all that is just The Church Within with no liner notes, and no extra tunes, and we're still trying to figure out what that is. I mean.
Well, this is what I bought. This was a CD that I bought, I think, 2 years ago, and I don't have it in front of me to tell you what it is. I can show it to you when I come see you, but
yeah, does it have liner notes for me in there?
You know what? I don't know. I don't think I've ever even. I'm bad about.
Check it out and see. I mean, there's definitely some boots around. I mean, at this point in time, it's like it is.
I bought this I bought it at a record store. It was. I'm wanting to say, God, I don't know. I'll just have to bring it and let you look at it, man. I'm not really sure what it is. I don't even think I've ever opened the damn thing.
Well, as long as you got it, it's cool. I mean, there was the European version that Hellhound had the rights to, where it was all black cover, and then there was another one. There's a couple boots around too, you know. But whatever it is, I mean, you know, if it gets too serious, you know, if Relapse or somebody, you know, decides they want to re-release a Church of Pan or something like that, you know, then you know, I might be sicking some legal people on the boots, but I don't know.
Oh yeah, man! Whatever you got to do. You know, I've still got my I've got my cassette of Church Within still. I used to drive around listening to in my car.
Cool, man.
Yeah. Okay, so we'll move now to 2017, and we'll move to Sacred.
That was 23 years later. We got this fucking record,
and I'm so excited about this. I can't wait to hear about this record.
But you know, we had to dig pretty deep for this record. I mean, basically, you know, we were pretty new together, playing together, and you know, we got offered our friend Pellet, Sean Pelletier, who manages Pentagram. He used to work for Relapse and Seasons of Mist and stuff, and so he's a friend of ours. He you know, he shopped us around, and we ended up getting a really, really killer offer from Relapse, so we decided to take it. Now,
awesome.
We took the deal. We had about 7 songs written. So we put a little pressure on ourselves to, you know, to get this record together. But basically, I decided right out of the gate, the first order of business was to re-record Side Jackal, because, in my opinion, it was recorded really poorly initially.
Okay.
So we decided to, we decided to re-record Side Jackal, right? Which I think we did, and then you know, it's like we pulled Cold Blood out of the freezer. I mean, I wrote that song when I was 17.
Wow, that's awesome.
And yep, we pulled that one out of the freezer, and everybody liked it. We laughed when that came to fruition, because it was sort of like, wow, this old tune, you know?
Yeah.
And then, you know, Razor Wire was also something I'd had in my pocket for a minute, the riff and the concept, but I hadn't filled in any of the words or anything.
Yeah, I love that song.
And then, you know, pulled on some life experiences to finish that tune. Sacred, the same. Me and Reed and Greg Rogers had started working on Sacred way back in 2013 or whenever it was.
Right.
We played the Maryland Death Fest together.
Okay.
But, you know, we had a lot on our plate. We didn't really put it together. So we put that together. And then, you know, my daughter, my son, is just a concept I had about a song for my kids. That I had just the riff and the concept, and then built the rest of that tune in the studio. Stranger Things was an acoustic song that I'd had for a long time, and I decided that, you know, that would be a cool electric song too, and so we put that together. So,
that's awesome.
I mean, you know, the two covers we did, like, I gotta say, like, I was always been looking for a Thin Lizzy cover to do, and you know, I had never heard the right song until we were touring, and somebody had to play this, and that song, It's Only Money, came on. And I never heard that fucking song before.
Okay.
I really never dug too deep into all of Lizzie's stuff, but man, when I heard that fucking song, I was like, fucking, that's it, we gotta cover that tune. So, that's the Thin Lizzy cover, It's Only Money. And then, you know, me and Dave Sherman, we traded vocals off on that. I think he did a great job on that. I think it's cool. I mean, that really sounds good what he did there.
Right.
And, me and him, you know, trading off. And then we covered Crossroader, you know, by an old mountain song, and so that's it. I mean, like I said, we had to dig pretty deep here, but we rose to the occasion. We had a good team. The engineer, Frank Marchand, he's got a killer digital studio, but he's got a fucking arsenal of vintage stuff.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, the vocals on that record, on Sacred, man, I sang it to a $30,000 World War II era Sennheiser, I believe.
Nice.
Damn, that's crazy.
And, yeah, dude, I mean, it's like, fucking, that might sing itself. I mean, seriously. I mean, so I mean, we had both worlds. He's got an amazing Frank Marchand. They call him the Punisher. He's also, you know, when we can afford him, he's our live guy too.
Oh, okay.
Guy. But he's the man. And him and Rob McQueen, they're a good team. They made some good suggestions here and there. And then, you know, Brian made some good suggestions for some lyrical stuff and fancy stuff. The end of Punk Crusher, he wrote that best part. He wrote the lyrics and sang that. And then he sang with me on Stranger Things, and he helped me finish that tune. some lyrical stuff, and so yeah, man, we pulled it together with the team, man. I'm really super proud of that record.
It's the first song I heard was "Be the Night."
The very first version of "Be the Night" that came out, like there were two versions. Like the very first version that came out, that was actually a demo that Rob Queen did here at Brian's
Yeah,
house.
man, that demo. I mean, that got me right there. I was like, "Holy shit!" Because I had no idea that you had a record coming out.
Right, and then after the demo is what they used. Yeah, so that after the demo is what they used. The demo what we got done at the using too, but they used some record for it.
I heard that in about shit. I was looking up, just looking up some Obsessed stuff on YouTube and found that, and I was like, holy fuck. And then, so that got me real excited. And then after get to hear the whole record, it's so great, man. I'm so excited that you've got this going again, man. I absolutely fucking love the Obsessed, and it's so exciting that you have this record out. It's fucking cool.
Well, thank you, brother. I appreciate that a lot, man. I mean, this is like a very, very important time. I mean,
I agree, yeah.
I mean, like I say, like my core philosophy has always been that, I was given a gift, and that, to use it as best of my ability to enrich people's lives, and, including mine, and to try to bring it up there. I mean, people call us a doom band, and we're whatever they want, but I mean, we're just a hard rock band. We're a fucking hard rock band.
Well, I was so excited when we saw St. Vitus last year, actually at the same place we're seeing you in Atlanta at the Earl or whatever. When I was there, I was like, this is really cool, but I'd rather be singing the Obsessed. And then 6 months later, here we go. So this is fucking amazing. I'm so excited that you have this band going again. Hidden Hand, I've listened to the stuff you did with St. Vitus, the last St. Vitus record that you were on, I love, but I love the Obsessed. I've always been a huge supporter of just your work on that, especially that first album just fucking sold me when I heard that, and of course Lunar Womb, and then Church Within, and now the new record. So this is very exciting for Obsessed fans.
Cool, man. Well, I appreciate all that, and you guys have to introduce yourselves when we hit Atlanta. Hi, this is Wino from the Obsessed, and you're listening to the Phantasm Podcast.
That's perfect. Looking forward to seeing you in Atlanta. Hopefully we can hang out.
Yeah, please introduce yourselves, okay?
Oh yeah, definitely, man. We'll come find you. We're looking forward to it.
All right, guys. I'll talk to you later.
Thank you so much, brother. Have a good one.
Take care.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Bye-bye.
Coming soon from Phantasm.
Good evening, Walnut Lake shoppers.
It's closing time.
The store will be closing in 15 minutes.
But the night crew still has work to do. Because there's one last customer who isn't satisfied.
No, this creep keeps calling her. He's driving us nuts. Leave me alone.
He wants to slash their prices.
Who's there?
He wants to cut their inventory.
You're crazy!
He wants to chop until they all drop.
I saw him kill Linda.
And now, he's turning their retail store.
There's gonna be one more killing here tonight.
Into a wholesale slaughterhouse. From the producers of Evil Dead 2 and Pulp Fiction comes a new chapter in terror. Bruce Campbell, Ted Raimi, Renee Estevez, and Sam Raimi in Intruder, a new dimension in terror.
I'm just crazy about this store.
Every legend is based on fact. Every myth is grounded in truth. For 17 years, the town of Haddonfield, Illinois, has been haunted by a night when evil roamed the streets and a madman ruled the night. Everyone knows his name. Now, everyone will know the truth.
I knew what he was, but I never knew why.
Halloween 6, the origin of Michael Myers.
See Jimmy Lane as Reno Miller, a man driven to the very edge. And then beyond. The driller killer is coming.
Just a window.
Stuart Gordon, the director of Fortress, The Pit and the Pendulum, and Reanimator, takes you into the dungeons of Castle Dorsino. Now an American family
Welcome to Castle Riley, lady.
will inherit a legacy of evil.
They say the castle is haunted.
And a master of modern horror will unleash his most terrifying creation. Stuart Gordon's Castle Freak.
There's somebody else here! There's somebody in the castle!
We want you to search the castle. Giorgio Dorsino. He was never buried. She kept him alive. He's here somewhere in the castle. There is a madman in here, but my family is in danger.
Reanimators Jeffrey Combs and Barbara Crampton in Stuart Gordon's Castle Freak.
Watch that crate! That's very expensive!
For centuries, he has remained hidden, watching, waiting. And now, he is coming. He knows your secret hopes. He sees your private dreams. And he can grant your every desire.
Well, I'm not a greedy man. How about $1 million? I remember a certain potentate whose last party was talked about for centuries. God, how I'd love to host a party like that.
I wish to be beautiful forever.
Even if it kills you.
As you wish.
Was it worth it? Would you like to escape?
No!
Beg for your life.
Help me!
Pray for your soul. But whatever you do,
ready to play?
Don't make a wish. Wish master.
Careful what you wish for.